Or are you still replaying something that has already happened? Well, in today's video, I will be breaking down how you can live in the present moment and how you can take advantage of the right here, right now, and stop using your past as a source of failure, depression, and shame. So, today in my morning studies, right, I wanted to focus on self, right? And focus on the things that happen with my clients, with my team members. And I'm noticing a pattern that happens, right? I'm noticing a pattern of we always pull from the past and we always highlight the bad things and we make them such a big deal, right? A huge deal. But let me share a Bible verse with everybody, right? Isaiah 41, 43:18-19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing, right? What does that mean, right? Don't be too hard on yourself, right? Don't dwell on things that has already happened because you will never be able to go back and change things, right? Understand that you are abundant. Understand that you can create anything at will. You can do anything you want, right? With the right focus, with the right attitude, with the right mission and people around you. So, I have three things that I wrote down, right? That has helped me on my journey, it has helped hundreds of my clients, right? The first thing that we're going to talk about is just shifting the story, right? Shifting the story, what does it look like, right? I want to introduce a formula to y'all, right? Because I learned with frameworks and formulas, they have enhanced my life dramatically. So, the formula for not looking in the past, right? Because when you're not looking in the past, what are you doing? You're focusing on the future, you're focusing on growth, you're focusing on the present, right? The formula is failure plus reflection equals growth, right? So when we fail at something, we've been told and taught through school that when you fail a grade, when you fail a test, right, you can't go on to the next thing, right? You can't go on to the next class. If you're in the first grade, you can't expect to get to the fifth grade. You have to go through the tests, the modules, right? The context of the second, the third, the fourth, and fifth, right? To actually get to where you need to be, right? After, like, I want you guys to try this. After a bad breakup, right? I want you guys to write what happened. This could be a breakup, this could be a bad choice, this could be something that you're dreading on from your past, right? I literally want you to write it out. Write what happened, right? I also want you to ask yourself in that moment, what did it cost you, right? And I also want you to write down what lesson can you take from this moment to move yourself forward, right? When you're doing this and you're shifting the story of, oh my gosh, this has happened to me. Oh my gosh, this is just who I am now, to what has happened? What can I learn from this? How can I move forward and be better from this? Right? That promotes leadership. That promotes self-reflection. That promotes honoring God because you're obtaining the wisdom from your failures and you're moving forward in a more clear version of how you want your life to be, right? So, life and death is also on the tongue, right? When we fail at something and when we're thinking about something that has happened to us in the past, we will make the same mistake and really beat ourselves up. I know because when I'm playing basketball, when I used to play basketball on the court, right? You're shooting the ball, your teammates shooting the ball, and if they get the ball stolen or if they don't make a shot, you can literally hear themselves beat themselves up out loud. Dang it, you're so dumb. Dang it, why'd you make that stupid mistake? And they're like literally doing this. What happens is you're attracting more negativity and it becomes an endless cycle and an endless loop. When this happens, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, right? Because it's not like you can bust out your journal in the middle of a basketball court, but this is where the inner engineering comes, right? I want you to replace certain words. I want you to replace I'm broken with I'm being trained. I want you to ask yourself, what did this season teach me about my needs, about my triggers, about my strengths? This is a classic reframing technique that turns failures into experiences. right? This also builds resilience with inside yourself, right? So when you shift the story of looking from the past and seeing your failures to seeing the feedback, right? Your past literally becomes a springboard to your successes. It's amazing, right? It's a complete switch, right? Number two, right? Journal like homework. What does that mean, right? After that negative memory comes up, right? I want you to write 3 bullet points. And on these bullet points, I want you to write what happened? What did it teach you? And how can you act differently the next time this happens again? This deliberately ensures that the link between the post trauma and growth instead of being stuck, right? This this keeps you in alignment with actually seeing and becoming aware of your thoughts, your failures, and this can help you not just with your past, right? This can help you in your business. This can help you with being a better father. This can help you becoming a better leader, right? Whatever it might be. I also want you to test yourself. Turn the lessons into tiny actions. Like next time I feel rejected, I'll text a friend, right? Instead of being isolated, or when I feel ashamed, I'll go for a 10-minute walk before reacting, right? Whenever you get triggered and whenever you your life and your reality gets presented with something that is not planned, for lack of better words, right? Turn them into tiny actions. Turn them into tiny things to help you not only cope, but help you understand and overcome, right? The things that are triggering you in your life, right? I always say this, the biggest science project that you will ever work on is a science project of yourself. Hmm, that's good, right? So keep that in mind also, okay? Next and last, number three, I want you to see growth. Growth is going to come after the pain, okay? Growth isn't just going to come, right? When we're in the gym, right? The way to build lean muscle is to put stress on that muscle, put the time under the tension to build that muscle. It isn't going to happen that you're going to see the results in one day, maybe not even 1 week, right? But after a month of consistent stress, consistent pain, you will grow. Same thing when it comes to your past, right? And I like definitions that scientists come up with. So psychology calls this post-traumatic growth. People often come out of heavy seasons with a deeper appreciation of life, stronger relationships, and a new purpose and more compassion. Why is that? Right? Because you know from the decision and choice that you made, you've seen how that reality is going to play out, right? When you make the conscious effort of understanding that all that pain that you went through, you get to choose again. You get to choose. Do I want to make that same choice, that same decision, or do I want to make a completely different decision and have a different reality for my life, right? Science calls this post-traumatic growth. I never heard of that until this morning during my studies. Like that's pretty cool, right? And it's one thing that we all can take, whether this is your fitness journey, whether you're on a spiritual journey, whether business, whatever it might be, right? But question yourself. Like if you got anything from this video, right? You need to question yourself. We've been blessed with the best supercomputers in this whole entire world, right? The human body, the brain, the body, the gut, right? The voice. It's so complex. It's so complex. We really haven't even had time to focus on us, learn how we think, learn the things that we do, right? We were always taught in school, you're going to learn this, you're going to do this, then you're going to do this for the rest of your life. Times are different, things have changed, right? So, the best thing that you can do for yourself is work on yourself. The best business that you can do for yourself is become the best version of yourself. When you become the best version of yourself, not only are you serving yourself from your healthy weight, from your mindset, from your spiritual journey, but you're also, right, becoming valuable to other people. This is information and wisdom that you can pass on to your bloodline, your family, right? And it's so easy and it's so simple to do, right? And not to get off of on a tangent, but I'm making these videos even for myself. So this way I can come back and watch a video and be like, wow, I needed that in case I forget along the way. You have to continuously renew your mind. And where I find the best times for me to do that is first thing in the morning, right? I have a set routine where I wake up. I do my morning movements because movement is medicine. After my movement, I do 10 minutes of affirmations. I am commanding the life that I want, speaking it, right, through the voice. 10 minutes, next is 10 minutes of visualization. Next is 20 minutes of studying. What am I interested? What is my purpose? What am I wanting to study to bring to this world, right? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? But for me, knowing my purpose right now, for one of my purposes is to master self, right? Another purpose is my learning. How much can I learn? How much can I take and give to the next generation, my great 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 grandkids? In case I'm not here, they can still have a video essence of that, right? Keeps me fired up, y'all. Keeps me fired up. And I wanted to get on here and just share that with you guys today. One, because I care. There was a point in time when I felt like I cared too much for people and their growth. And when they wouldn't decide to grow, I would beat myself up and I would also be like, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do that? When the greatest gift you can give to yourself is focus on what you can control. What can you control? You can control when you hold a pen and write down a piece of paper. You can control walking outside. You can control what you put into your body, right? If it's going to give you antioxidants, if it's going to boost your metabolism, if it's going to help healthy skin, healthy hair, right? Repairing neurons in the brain. This is what this tea does, right? This is cinnamon tea, you guys. If you like tea, if you're an avid tea drinker, I'll put the link in the description down below. Check out some of my tea. I've been drinking this tea now for about 7 years consistently, and obviously it helps, right? And it tastes delicious. But I just want to continue to show up and I want to get on here and serve you guys. And I'm grateful if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate you guys. And one thing I also wanted to look up um and just kind of like give you guys, right, is presents, right? Like right now it is December it is December 16th, right? Christmas is next month and I'm sure everybody is getting presents, giving presents, right? And I'm not hating at all, right? I'm getting and also giving presents. But the word presence, 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 right? What does that mean, right? In psychology, presence means the mindfulness context. Presence often means focused awareness of what is happening within you and and around you in the present moment, right? So, what are you present about in your time in your life right now? Are you present on taking everything that you learned in 2025 and also in the past as a school of feedback to build the best body, to build the best mindset, to lead your family, to be the best leader in the corporation, right? Most of the time I talk, I want y'all to understand I'm talking to the entrepreneurs, I'm talking to the founders, I'm talking to the gym junkies, I'm talking to people that want to be better. I'm not talking to people that want to be stagnant of their lives, right? A lot of times when I would be on this journey, I never went to social media and gave the value and the nuggets to help people mentally. And I realized that YouTube is the best platform for me because I spent so many years studying, understanding, and writing down about, is this product good for me? Is this product bad for me? And just understanding how I could be better for self. Right. So I just wanted to show up and give you guys this value. I wanted to serve y'all at a different type of level and critique my message and get you to understand that you are what you have been looking for. You are the best science project that you will ever work on. right? And I just wanted to sip on some of this good tea and let y'all know. But as we close this up and you go on for the rest of your day, depending on when you're listening to this and watching this, I always like to end my videos, not just like, subscribe, do that anyways, but also give you guys some practical action steps, right? If you're feeling overwhelmed, overworked, tired, go outside, take off your shoes, go ground yourself, right? Make sure you go to sleep early tonight. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Simple things to get your body back in alignment, back in on track for better downloads, for better creations that come out, for better ideas, right? You got to look for the good ideas. And this is one of those videos where you are getting these good ideas. You understand? So just want to share that with you guys today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you again for sticking around and just hearing me out. Let me know what you guys learned down there in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Salute.